안녕하세요.
And we're going to be talking about some dating in Korea. Oh yes, Kellan's over there too.
That's my baby. Aggie.
What are some words of advice that you have about going to Korea and dating guys? Because a lot of girls want to know.
Don't have any expectations. That's the best piece of advice I can give you. Don't expect a certain type of guy. Just be open, be you, be who you are, and everything else from there will fall into place.
That's great advice. So how many Korean guys did you date?
I dated, prior to going to Korea, I dated a Korean in high school.
Oh.
My high school sweetheart was Korean. But one of the things was when he and I first met, and he was also my prom date, and I met his mom, the first thing that she told me, because he was the oldest boy in the family, was he can never marry you. That was what I was told.
Oh my gosh.
He can date you, but he can never marry you. He has to marry a Korean woman.
Because he was the oldest.
Because he was the oldest. And that same guy is married to a Korean woman, but now separated from her. But hey, that's just something that culturally Koreans believe in. That Korean men, especially the oldest or the only boy in the family, has to maintain and continue the bloodline. So he has to marry a Korean woman. I have dated more than one Korean. While I was in Korea, going there, I just said, you know, I'm not gonna probably meet a lot of guys. I don't fit the profile of the women there. One, I'm larger, as you can see. I'm a lot taller, and I don't think that the men would be open maybe dating a black woman. Interracially, maybe a white woman, but a black woman, maybe not so much. So I just went thinking I would probably be bored out of my mind and not really meet anybody. Was not the case.
I was gonna say.
I had a very happening social calendar. Let's just put it that way.
Yes, you did.
And it was a buffet. It was a buffet because the male to female ratio in Korea, there were more men than there were women. So I had my choice of Korean men, and it was nice and nicer and spectacular. So yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't have met Richard so soon. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
He says it too.
Things that you have to look out for. Being a Westerner, the way that we approach dating or showing someone that you like them is a lot different than the way that Korean men approach you. Sometimes the way Korean men approach you can seem a little bit stalkerish at first. For example, when I met my ex, we met on the street.
Okay.
And he was kind of like my superhero.
Mommy.
And yes.
Mommy, little cat say Spider-Man.
Little cat says Spider-Man. Okay, put on your Spider-Man shoes. So he was like my superhero in the fact that I was trying to get into a taxi cab. But the taxi drivers weren't letting me get in the cab, and they were lined up behind each other, and they were all saying, "Ani, ani, 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 ani," and they weren't letting me in the cab.
They do that sometimes.
This particular day, I got so frustrated because I couldn't understand why they wouldn't let me in, but I looked to my right, and there was this very tall, very attractive Korean guy standing there who saw what was happening and the way that the taxi drivers were treating me. So he immediately intervened and stepped in. It's like, hey, you know, why aren't you letting this girl get in? But they were talking in Korean, and then all of a sudden they started arguing with each other, and this fight breaks out, and he punches the taxi cab driver, who then gets back in the car and drives off. Well, some other Korean men in business suits who were in front of the GS-27 saw what was going on and walked over to me, and they were like, "Are you okay? You know, Koreans don't usually act like this. A lot of the taxi drivers are very poorly educated. Wherever you want to go, we'll take you there." And I just said, you know, I don't want to go anywhere. I'm just going to go home. Well, the next day, the guy who stood up for me was on the same corner.
Okay.
And for a month, he stood on that same corner and watched me as I walked to work every day. And he didn't really speak English that well, but I could tell that he was studying, or someone was teaching him different phrases in English, because each day he would walk up to me and say something to me in English. Like one day he asked me, what is favorite color? Like, what is my favorite color? It's pink. 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 Yes, pink is my favorite color. Pink. Okay, bye. And finally he got to the question of phone number. What is you phone number? I say, you want my number? You want to call me? So I would have been 34 Korean age, but that slipped my mind. So I told him I was 32, which is my actual Western age, but in Korea I was 34 at the time. So he said, Nuna. So I had to ask a couple of people afterwards, what is Nuna?
And it's older sister.
It's older sister, aka Cougar. But that's okay.
Come on, Spider-Man.
Peter Parker.
Peter Parker.
Come on, Peter.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah. He said it. Yeah.
That's the motto. That's the Spider-Man motto. That's some really great advice, and considering I've actually never really dated Korean guys, that's really interesting to me. Because I've heard your stories, bits and pieces here and there, but to like get kind of a full understanding, a better understanding, that's really cool. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Alright, I hope you liked this video. If you did, be sure to click the like button down below and subscribe, you guys. Do you have any sort of like group that you want to give a shout out to?
Yes, I'd like to give a shout out to my group on Facebook, Black Women with Korean Partners. If you are in an interracial relationship with a Korean, reach out to me on Facebook, and we may be able to add you.
And we will put the link for that down below in the description box, so be sure to check that out. Big thank you, Tonita. I missed you girls so much.
You too. I'm so happy to have you here.
That's it, guys. Bye.
Who are you?
I am Spider-Man. That's my shirt. It's, cut it. Looks better for me. Cut it. My shirt is on my stomach. Like Spider-Man. My power wash.
Whoa!
You get to Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Well, you got to. I like that.